Hey, how's it going, everyone? Welcome to another episode of Movies and Beyond with David, Phoebe and the Pig, and Zane.
Yeah.
Yo,
Guys.
what?
Yep.
Huh?
And today, we are talking about horror. And this was a conversation that's been brought up by Zane, and since he brought it up, and since he thought of the idea, I figured why not he need their podcast today, well, at least with that topic. So we're gonna get right into that
Yeah,
after.
you can't replace me. No, joking. I won't let you. You.
Yeah, that's funny, David. I'm so glad that you're always on the streams. You always make them fun.
Thanks.
No problem. All right. So what we watched, same thing with me. The Walking Dead.
Don't you go.
Okay, so I've seen like 2.5 seasons. So I'm like towards the end of the second season. I haven't really gone back into it, but
Yeah.
at the moment I haven't come back to watching it just yet. I will though.
What are you watching right now instead? Like, what kind of current stuff?
Watching a lot of The Sopranos. And besides that, honestly, I haven't been. Like in general, I just haven't been watching a whole lot of shows recently. Mostly just movies. But yeah, say the only current show that I'm like watching every day is Sopranos.
Nice.
Yeah.
Is it like same quality as like Breaking Bad or something, or is it like?
Yeah, they're fairly similar. I mean, Breaking Bad is based off is like inspired by Sopranos. Because Sopranos, mafia, that kind of stuff.
Yeah. I'm looking to see if I have anything that I've watched recently or I'm watching right now. Nothing at the moment. I guess still Community. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's a good show.
Yeah, it is.
I need to finish Invincible Season 2, Part 1. Like, I'm on the 4th episode, and I didn't finish it yet. I don't know why, but I need to. It's pretty good so far.
Nice. Yeah. Haven't been doing much lately either. So yeah.
Pretty slow week.
Yeah. We haven't been doing
this
much, I guess.
been,
Not much movie watching.
Yeah.
This week's been pretty excruciating, honestly. Like, went by super slow, and this weekend's been like depressing for some reason. Like, I don't know what it is, man.
Yeah, I get it. I'm depressed as well.
Okay.
I have 2 brain cells left. They're fighting for 3rd place. Here's some acts. Oh, yes, news.
All right.
News.
That's actually by the way.
News.
Yeah, sponsored by Axe. Please, this video is sponsored by Axe Body Spray.
That's awesome.
Heck yeah.
All right. My mic good?
Yes.
Okay, cool. All right. So, a casting call for DCU's Batman will reportedly begin soon.
Hire me, bro. I'll do it.
You'll be Batman?
You want to be Batman?
Well, it's on your profile, so yeah.
I just didn't know what to put, so I just,
Mm.
That's just. I just like picked the most recent photo I had on my computer, and that's what that was. So.
Yeah. That is a good one.
I don't know, all different Batman stuff. We have this new DC Batman and the Batman 2 and stuff.
Yeah. We don't need that much.
Yeah.
Yeah, not really.
That's
But
like,
I guess, the new DC universe needs a Batman, I guess.
I don't know. I wouldn't make another DC universe for a while, honestly. I'd wait a while. Or at least focus on something else. Like the Batman universe. Yeah, recasting a new Batman. It's like making an MCU Miles Morales when we have a good one already. Just don't do it.
Yeah.
No one cares. But
yeah,
I don't know if I had to choose a Batman that would work. It's not that difficult to cast Batman. Like, you can pretty much choose anyone. It's Joker that's hard, but if it's
for Batman, they generally
don't
don't
have
pick like
Tom Holland Batman or something crazy like that.
No.
But
no,
for Batman, they typically like choose the actors who are like not like mainstream, like number one, famous, like focus famous. They always pick like the people who are like, in terms of like popularity, like not like super high main focus. Like you think about it, at the time, Christian Bale was popular, but he wasn't like number one mainstream guy. Same thing with Robert Pattinson. No one really cared about him after Twilight, and then they tend to pick the guys who are not as popularized at that moment. From in my opinion.
No, I agree. They did have Ben Affleck, but I mean, yeah. Say what you will about him. I don't really care for Ben Affleck's Batman. He looks the part, but I don't know.
If you want comic Batman, like if you want like a Justice League taking down Darkseid Batman, then Ben Affleck's good for that. But other than that, no.
Yeah. What do you think about Carl Urban?
About who?
Carl Urban.
Oh.
Billy Butcher from The Boys.
Oh, like
maybe
maybe. I'm looking at him right now. He could be Batman, I guess.
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
He just walks in calling Joker a C word and just
Yes.
Yeah. No, I don't know what to look up for Batman actors. Like, what do you look up? Like buff, black-haired dudes? I'm afraid to look that up. I don't want to look that up.
Let's think.
Let's think about this.
Okay, hear me out. Brad Pitt.
Guys, hold that down. Before we continue, my friend Gabe just arrived.
Oh.
Hey, what's up, Gabe?
What's up, man? I just want to say I'm so sorry for being late, guys. What's going on?
That's all right.
That's cool.
Yeah, sorry about that, man.
No, you're cool.
Thanks, man.
We were just talking about the new casting that will be coming soon for the new Batman for the DC universe they're planning.
I'm actually excited. I would love to share my personal fan casting for the new DC Batman because I'm really looking forward to Brave and the Bold. After watching a lot of Reacher, I think Alan Richardson, it really is my big time fit. I think he's around the same age as what they're going for again, right? They're focusing on an older Batman. I think he's fit for it, and he's like a big muscular guy, and I like a big Batman.
Yeah,
you know, yeah.
He'd be like a young version of the Dark Knight Returns, basically.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
I could see it.
Yeah.
They'd have to darken his hair a little bit, probably.
Definitely, yeah.
Not
They
to the
do.
degree of Robert Pattinson's, because that hair was awful. I will be honest. Robert
Yeah.
Pattinson's Batman hair was bad, but
Yeah, exactly. Well, yeah. Yeah, they're trying to make him look like a kind of like a rock star with that hair. Yeah.
really pulling
Yeah.
the Nirvana stuff.
Yeah,
But,
exactly. Yeah, what they're trying to go for and stuff. I don't know. I like Robert, but I don't know. Christian Bale has to be like my favorite. It's like he's like a perfect, Bruce
Yeah.
Wayne and Batman.
Yeah, just give him a whispery voice and not the. Where is it?
Literally, and it's funny. Like he was grunting way more in The Dark Knight than Batman Begins. Like his voice was more gruntier in The Dark Knight and Dark Knight. Right?
Yeah, it wasn't as bad in Batman Begins, but it was still kind of like, okay, whatever.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
That voice works.
Yeah,
voice works the best for Lego Batman, in my opinion.
Will Arnett. Yeah.
It is a funny voice, bro. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, but that's why it works good with Lego Batman, the grunt type thing, because it's supposed to be more silly. Batman.
I will say I like Robert Pattinson's Batman voice slightly better than the Dark Knight one because it's more calm and soothing, right? Like it's not like grunting. I don't know, like I don't know, it's like he's got a really nice Batman voice. I don't know,
Robert Pattinson's Batman voice on the Calm app. You just push play.
He's
Thursday, October 31st. It just puts me to sleep.
Yeah, exactly like that. Again, though, I really like Ben Affleck because I like his version, how it's like kind of sort of this almost like identical to the Dark Knight Returns version of Batman, and that's why I really liked Ben Affleck. I just wish, he was obviously given better writing. I think he would have done great, right?
Right. Yeah.
I liked him because he was like a monster-looking Batman. Like he was huge and bulky. That's the Batman I like. I don't, I prefer it over small Batman, but
I would agree. Yeah. Well, Zaneypoo is dead. I don't know what happened to him.
Yes, he kicked the bucket.
I think Ty, he's backstage.
Oh, he is right now.
Yes. I don't know if Ty left or not. Are you still here, Ty? Oh, there you are. Okay.
Okay. There we go.
Good. I don't know. Like, I want to know, like, what's everyone's like favorite live action Batman, right? I want to know.
My favorite live action. Right? Robert Pattinson is my favorite live action.
Yeah, Robert Pattinson.
Yeah. Mine
switches. Sometimes it's Christian Bale and Robert Pattinson. It sort of switches between them because I think they both did a great job,
Yeah.
Like if Leela, no, I'm sorry, where'd that come from? Christian Bale, it's the voice that puts me off.
Yeah,
and he wasn't bad. I think I like his Bruce Wayne better than his Batman. It's like a good version of American Psycho, which
here's what we need. We need Bale, Bruce Wayne, and Pattinson Batman, and that's perfect Batman right there.
I fully agree. I think
give Pattinson a little bit more experience, like another 5 years, and that's like ultimate Batman right there.
Yeah.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, he needs to get more advanced throughout the films, and I like how they're sort of going with like an early experience, right, with him. So
you too.
He's good. Yeah.
You too, Batman.
I think the problem I had with Christian Bale were the fight scenes. He fighted like a boxer or something. It wasn't like
he was very stiff. He wasn't like making fluid movements. He was just like like he wasn't like connecting anything.
I agree.
He was just.
But I like.
Yeah.
Sorry, where are you going? What are you saying?
No,
Sorry.
Keep going.
Oh, I was just gonna say, like, I really like Robert Pattinson's combat. I like how he's getting hit as he's fighting them. I think it's realistic and stuff, right? Because you got to think of it this way: the Batman is a realistic world, and it's like it's kind of shown that like his body armor is literally saving him, and I think that's really cool.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I like how
cool.
like they were realistic and they made him actually have to tank hits and like he couldn't just
Awesome.
dodge and evade all of them because it's not how, like realistically he would even though he is a master of like all the martial arts and stuff, like he is gonna get hit every now and then. And I like that.
Yeah, I heard people complaining about the parachute scene or like the gliding scene.
No, that was not, I
thought that was awesome.
Well, it was like for the Batman, like when he was scared to jump. I mean, he's starting out. Like I don't know what else to say. Like
they wanted to go something different.
Yeah, I think it works. Yeah, Batman's not just gonna automatically get used to it. Well, I don't know the origins of this Batman. I don't know if he went to a ninja or not.
But I like that evolution throughout this trilogy where he's gonna be inexperienced and then learn from his mistakes, right? Like, I think that's what's important. Yeah.
Do you know how many? If they plan to make another one after 2?
I would assume so.
I'm pretty sure 3 movies so far, but I could see them making a second trilogy if it is really successful. Like if they bring Robin and make a second trilogy for him and Dick Grayson, I think maybe that could work. I don't know.
Yeah. And they got shows. They got a Penguin show. They got, I think, a Gotham PD show coming out. I believe.
Oh yeah, that'd be cool and stuff. Yeah, I just can't understand why people are like hating on Barry Keoghan's Joker when we literally only got a small clip, right? We didn't even get much of his Joker. In the comments, they're just hating his look and shit. Like, ridiculous.
Like give him a chance, bro. Like,
I know.
Yeah,
damn.
I get it, but like, I said this one time. This is kind of off topic, but I do like a Joker that's not realistic and gritty. I would like a live action Joker that's like over the top and has like more what's the word, fantastical stuff.
That's true. And like with tricks and like his own gadgets and stuff, right?
That's like a Joker plane and stuff.
Yeah, that's why I like Jack Nicholson, right? Because
he's probably the closest we got.
Yeah. Like I love Heath Ledger, but
like
just wasn't enough. I feel like.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
Heath Ledger was good, but Jack Nicholson definitely was the comic book Joker for sure. So yeah, I wonder how they're gonna do it and stuff. But now, like Kevin Conroy is definitely my favorite Batman, right? I would always choose him before any live action, right?
R.I.P.
Yeah, rip, man. And I was wondering, what do you guys think of Suicide Squad Killed the Justice League? Do you think it's a huge disrespect to the universe? I agree.
I haven't played it. I don't play video games, but I've heard enough from what people are saying.
I never want to play it. Yeah,
bro, the disrespect that they gave Batman is crazy, bro.
Exactly. We all know the real Arkham Batman would outsmart all the villains.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah, like there's no way because you look into Arkham City and like Harley Quinn failed to do like a spin kick against her. I mean against Batman, and Batman easily deflected it. But now for some reason, like she's like, it's stupid.
It's stupid, and she shoots him in the head. Isn't his mask freaking bulletproof? Like
that's what I was wondering.
Yeah,
like, wouldn't it kind of deflect for a second and then maybe
I saw a video. I saw a video and it was titled like how accurate Arkham Batman would have taken out the Suicide Squad, and it was just him like wiping out like one of the Predator maps like in 5 seconds. Like it was true because
ridiculous.
I'm sorry, but they did him so dirty. That was so like I'm still gonna save up and play the game, but God, man, they did that so.
Yeah.
And like
maybe if it goes down to $10, I'll buy it.
Yeah.
And I'm an optimist when it comes to concept. Is like if you can make an idea work if you do it right.
Yeah.
I'm kind of iffy on Suicide Squad versus the Justice League though, because the members you chose, like, no, You shoot them and they're dead. That's it. Just shoot them a bunch of times.
I agree.
Like
I heard something that they're gonna apparently decanonize this game from the Arkhamverse. So I was like, hell yeah, man! I hope they do that.
Why'd they even make it canon in the first place? Because Rocksteady was involved. Like that's it.
Exactly.
That's stupid. Make it a separate entity. Marvel and
I'm
DC
not
do it all the time.
that. Yeah.
Like just because Rocksteady made it doesn't mean it had to be Arkham. Like the fact that they made it Arkham just ruined it. Like
they should have just made it a different universe. Like pulling Joker from a multiverse and bringing him into the Suicide Squad was dumb. Like it killed the Suicide Squad.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Like, bro, yeah. Like realistically, Arkham Harley would kill an imposter of her ex-boyfriend, right? She would kill the imposter if she's like if someone's trying to cosplay her ex, right? I feel like that. You know, like, I don't know, like, I mean, after Joker died, right? She wouldn't want people dressing up as him and shit. Like, think about it. Like,
and like, I have a, like, I'm very strong with this. Like, I would rather sit down and play through Gotham Knights and, like, spend my time playing Suicide Squad because, like, I don't like Gotham Knights as a general rule. And, like, I have it, and I haven't beat it yet. I'm, like, halfway done probably. But, man, I'm just so disappointed in Suicide Squad. Like it could have been, they had so much potential, much potential. Everyone, same with Gotham Knights. Gotham Knights had a lot of potential. It could have been something good, you know, like the concept of Batman is dead now. We have to, like, the Bat family has to like continue helping Gotham. That's a good concept, but they flunked it so hard. Like I don't know how they how you can actually flunk a game that bad. And you see the graphics comparisons of Arkham Knight, which came out 9 years ago, and then compare it to like Suicide Squad, Kill the Justice League. Like games are evolving backwards at this point. Like,
we're supposed to be going.
I will say, like,
down.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Sorry.
Exactly.
No, I was just gonna say, like, the Gotham Knight skins, like they look like freaking. I'm gonna say they look like Fortnite avatars, man. I gotta say that, man. Like they got like Fortnite graphics, man. Yeah. Like I wish they made a Arkham version of Gotham Knights. That probably would have had more potential and stuff. But,
yeah, I'd rather have them make Gotham Knights part of the Arkham universe and Suicide Squad. Like, man, that's saying something because
Yeah, like I wish we got that like canceled Arkham Batman Beyond game. I don't know if you guys seen the concept arts or heard about it, but it was gonna happen. It was gonna take place at like years after the Arkhamverse, and it was gonna have like Damian Wayne as Batman and stuff. Interesting concept. Apparently, Rocksteady canceled it because concept arts ended up leaking or whatever, and they canceled it. That would have been
cool. Okay, maybe we should move on from us yapping about how much we hate the
probably, yeah.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're right.
Stitch.
All right, which subject?
All right. Well, there's been a set link of Stitch from the live action remake of Lilo and Stitch.
I couldn't find the exact picture you were talking about because there's a bunch of concepts. I don't know if they're official or not.
Oh wow, they're probably not official. But
you could send it to him for Discord.
Yeah, if you could do that for me.
Yeah, I can send that on Discord.
Thanks. I will share it on my screen, but I do want to share something here. This was a pretty old concept or whatever. That was.
Oh yeah, I can already see that. Yeah.
Oh man. Oh. This is giving Winnie the Pooh Blood and Honey. This is what they're giving.
Yeah.
See, that would be cool. A Stitch short movie, but there's a petition to stop Disney from doing that, which I don't think Disney would realistically do that. Yeah. Like they would make it lame. I actually like this look.
What make a whole version of Nino and Stitch?
No, I'm talking
Yeah,
about
that
like
looks hideous. They
making,
should have just CGI'd Stitch with something
making
friendly.
Stitch look lame. I mean, like make him lamer than this because I actually like
Yeah.
this design.
Yeah, I know, right?
Not-
That looks something straight out of a horror movie. That's scary, creepy, man.
Yeah. If they
Yeah.
were doing a whole version of it, then I'd be okay with it. But since they're doing the remake, which I roll my eyes at because I'm like, why? The original is so perfect. Well, not perfect, but it's good. It's a very good animated
Oh,
film.
definitely. Yeah, I grew up with the
And
Stitch
why would you?
animated movie.
Oh, same here.
Yeah.
So for them to do a live action in instead, I'm like, wow, you guys are literally running out of ideas. With that, and with the announcement of Toy Story 5, Moana 2, that's coming out in November, Frozen 3 and Frozen 3, Frozen 4, and Zootopia 2.
Well, yeah, I see where you're coming, Ty. Yeah, I think Disney at this point just wants to milk in their franchises. And, I don't know how I feel about that. I gotta catch up with Toy Story for real, because yeah, I grew up on that too. So,
yeah. So this is the image Ty sent me, and this is what we're getting.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
That looks more like average,
looks
like
much
what you'd
better.
expect them to do.
Which I'm more happy with. I found out I was watching 3C films. What's that
Ooh,
noise?
I love that guy.
Yeah, I was watching 3C. What is that noise?
I think it's a train that's outside my window.
Oh.
I got a train outside my window.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Ignore the train.
All right. Yeah, we will. But yeah, as I was saying, I was watching 3C films, and he's the one that brought this up. And I was like, oh, thank goodness they didn't ruin Stitch. But I know that's just a placeholder, so we don't know how he's actually gonna look with the CGI and everything.
Yeah.
But
they might ugly Sonic.
But from what I heard, no, please don't. But from what I heard, it looks like they want to go that route with him, which I'm happy with. But if they do the final design, bruh. And I also heard that Disney's been having talks with their investors meeting, and they said instead of this being straight to Disney Plus, this might go to theaters.
Damn. I don't think it's gonna do if it goes to theaters, to be honest.
The box office is probably gonna be awful. Like no one's gonna go watch that in theaters.
That's the unfortunate part.
Right? That bombed.
Oh yeah, the No Mermaid. That really bombed. Yeah.
And
it's got a chance. It just needs good promotion and stuff, but I don't even know if that's gonna save it. We'll have to see.
No, I don't.
I think it
will.
should be Disney Plus.
We all know the mindset.
That's a good point that you brought up, Caleb, with the promotion, because lately Disney's been slacking on now promotion with the Haunted Mansion. No one knew that was coming out, and then with this other movie called another one that flopped. It's Strange World.
Oh yeah, Strange World. That you're right. It did bomb in theaters. I didn't get the chance to check it out. I still will.
You know why? But you know why it bombed? Because parents don't want to see their kids exposed to gay stuff with that young. Okay.
Well, no, it's not. It's not even that. Even well, part of that is, but most of it's just boring. The movie was just boring. It was unoriginal, uninspired. It's not. The story is not even that good. I'm not gonna say it's bad, but it's not good either. There's no characters that you want to root for. It's just a nothing burger movie at the end of the day. And as I was watching it in the theaters, myself and the audience that saw it with me did it when they like that. There's no laughter to be had. There was no crying to be had. It was nothing. So I'm not really surprised that movie bombed, along with Haunted Mansion. That movie felt like a movie that you could just stream on Disney Plus and just be done with it.
There's just no
The
creativity.
guy's name. No, I love the original Haunted Mansion the best. I didn't get a chance to see the
same.
new one yet, but I always like the original one, man. That was amazing.
Oh yeah, I like the original one with Eddie Murphy.
Eddie Murphy, yeah, he's
that one. That one I would say at least had a little bit more heart, more funny moments. Meanwhile, in the new one, there's nothing really.
Yeah, nothing. Eddie Murphy
two
carried that movie.
exactly. The only two actors that really acted in it was Owen Wilson and Danny DeVito.
Yeah, they're definitely funny actors and stuff. But like, I correct me if I'm wrong, but is the new Haunted Mansion a reboot or a sequel? I don't know.
It's more of a reboot.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Oh yeah, okay, so it's like a whole new thing, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah, they should have just made a sequel with Eddie Murphy. I mean, he made that film so iconic. So, like, I'm sick of remakes at this point. I'm just tired of it.
Oh, same.
Kind of reminds me of Jumanji. I don't know if that's a soft reboot or not.
Okay, so I like the new Jumanji movies personally.
I like them too.
Yeah, same here.
I was just thinking about like. It's kind of connected, right? Because they got a board game in there, and then it turns into a video game. So,
I don't know. Like, I feel like it is a reboot, but again, like, because it's just the original just feels so different from the new one. I don't know, like, they might be. I don't know if they make like a third one, maybe they'll bring like some original characters back, but from the first movie, but. I don't know.
Yeah.
It
says this new film is set in the same universe as the old one, but not a direct successor, and has very little narrative connection. Well, yeah, but
okay,
yeah,
sounds like good then. Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah.
All right. All right. Let's talk about. Now, I was originally going to talk about this, but I know it has a writer for a show that I really despise, and David might know about this because he also despises.
I think I do.
So let's talk Deadpool.
Oh.
Did David just leave?
Yes.
Oh God.
So what's happening with Deadpool?
Yeah.
Can I say it? Please, I have to say it.
Yeah.
Okay.
The writer, there's 4 writers, including Ryan Reynolds, and
that's what I was about to say. Yeah.
Yeah, but Sean Levy, another guy, and then the dude who wrote for Robot Chicken and She-Hulk.
Oh crap!
Oh.
Exactly.
Nice.
Why'd you bring him? You already have Ryan Reynolds and Sean Levy. That's all you need.
Exactly.
Why did you bring this guy?
Yeah.
Why did you bring 4 writers?
You don't need that much. That's a bad
idea. Too many cooks in the kitchen.
Reynolds knows the source material. Like,
yeah, Walter and Jesse didn't have 4 people. They just had those 2, and they did just fine. You know.
Yeah. And
I'm worried.
Yeah, exactly. Let them cook. The Adam project. I don't know if it had 4 writers. You know what movie I'm talking about, right? It was 4 writers in the Adam project.
Oh, really? Hang on a second.
I'm not even sure.
Adam Project.
Adam Project was fire.
That was a good movie.
It was very good.
There were 4 writers on that one.
Yeah.
That was 2022. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Wow,
that felt like so long ago, in my opinion.
At least that one was all right. I mean,
oh yeah, they do have 4 writers, but that movie was really good.
Yeah.
That looks interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, I get the Robot Chicken part because Robot Chicken is pretty funny. but the She-Hulk really got me. It's like
the She-Hulk, the She-Hulk thing got to me too. I'm like, oh my gosh, not again.
It was goofy, but I mean, I cringed watching that.
Yeah, he wrote the Daredevil episode, the one where he did the Walk of Shame.
Oh,
that episode.
No.
So you got him to do
that episode. Oh wow.
The MCU's dead.
Oh,
I don't think Deadpool.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
Deadpool.
Deadpool's not gonna save the MCU. I don't know.
No, I think it's gonna die too. I think it's gonna be.
Exactly.
Dang it!
Is this like what Zane said in the last podcast? Like they should have had Deadpool come before. At least have that movie come before. You know?
And he's gone.
And we're not kidding. It's okay. He probably accidentally left.
Probably. People keep pressing buttons. It's weird.
But yeah, She-Hulk, man. Why? Just why?
It didn't. No, you didn't. You should have fired him. Well, maybe he was one of the better ones. And there's not a better episode of She-Hulk. There's at least worse.
There's not a better. Yeah, there's not a better episode of She-Hulk.
No.
No,
I wouldn't be surprised if she was fired. Did they get fired? Those writers for She-Hulk?
I am not so.
I feel like someone got fired. I know Tatiana Maslany. I think she. I don't know what.
I heard that she got fired, but I'm not sure if that's actually true.
They better have fired him because
She-Hulk is something else. And also too, the nerve of them to say
it's not something else. It's nothing. It's just shouldn't even be anything. It shouldn't even be. It should just disappear out of existence.
Yeah. But what I was gonna add is that they openly admitted that they didn't know anything about writing a Know Yourself. So I'm like, then why the heck are you doing She-Hulk then?
Because they can't get good writers because good writers don't like agenda-driven stuff. They like good stories. Exactly. So they can't have that. They got to get lame writers so they can manipulate them and get them to do their bidding.
But why get a feminist writer, bro? Like
because it's the MCU.
Yeah,
it's here. They needed some special people, push their messages instead of looking at their actual talent, looking at a talented person. They just pick like, oh, here's a black woman. Then we'll it'll be this virtuous thing we're doing, having the first black woman to direct a Marvel movie. It's like, no, if she's good, then get her. But if it's just that she's black, then no, get her for her talents.
Yeah.
I don't care about race or gender. If you have good talent for writing, then get that person.
Yeah.
Exactly. I feel the same way. I was watching an interview about the Marvels, and the actress who plays Miss Marvel, they were asking her a question like, oh, how does it feel to be, I don't know what race she's from, but, that she is. But Pakistan, yeah. As they were asking her a question like, oh, how do you feel to be the first Pakistan in the MCU? I'm like, I don't care.
The Marvel's like, I wanted to walk out of theater so bad. It's a mess. Disaster.
Try not to cringe challenge the Marvels.
Yeah.
I knew it was gonna bomb. I had a feeling, man.
People getting even accidentally. I don't know why.
These newbies.
Yeah, the Marvels is something we really didn't freaking need, man. We did not need it.
No.
You know what else we didn't need? Ant-Man 3. I hate that movie so much.
But then we wouldn't have gotten Madam Web, guys. That was so good.
Oh my god, I just saw that the other day. Oh, that's awful, man. I'm done with these Sony movies. I don't even want to see Craven. I want to see it because of Aaron Taylor Johnson, but I don't know. I don't think I want to give Sony money anymore.
Venom is the only acceptable one.
Yep.
Venom is the only good one.
Yeah.
Better than a lot of Marvel films. I'll give Venom that. It's not that bad.
Oh, yeah.
No,
I like it. Hold up. Is my camera going to work? Hold on.
I dig it.
I hope so.
Is it going to work? Hold on.
Wait,
Well, yeah,
Listen.
just in general, Venom's a really fun movie to watch. It's fun.
It
Yeah.
is.
yeah.
It is.
brother.
I'm excited
It
for the
really
third
is.
one.
I am
Both
too.
There we
movies.
go. Yeah.
Hey, we got it. Awesome.
All right.
So-
There we go.
Hey.
Wonderful.
That took way too
Yeah.
long.
All right. Moving on from Deadpool, we're gonna talk about Madam Web in the box office
Oh boy.
because oh boy,
You told this evil Spider-Man had Spider-Man powers and he got killed from a sign dropping on him. And he
oh
didn't even
yeah, I
think
saw
it.
that. I saw that. Someone uploaded it onto YouTube, and I just snapped. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is so
Spider-Man
bad.
Venom gives you powers? Like Spider Venom gives you powers. Spider. The dumbest shit, man. Dumbest shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's official. The movie bombed at the box office.
No
I'm not
freaking dumb.
surprised. I'm not surprised.
Good old Sony, man.
Good old Sony.
Yep, and they didn't have the balls to mention baby Peter's name. They didn't have the balls. To
Yeah.
mention his
Oh yeah. Yeah. I hope that they don't even mention his name. I'm like, are you serious?
At least
You have Uncle Ben, but you can't mention Peter Parker
Yeah.
or mention his first name at least.
it's a good.
And
It
they
would be
sidelined
better.
Uncle Ben and Mary Parker. Like, what the
Yeah.
hell?
It would have been a good
yeah.
it would have been a good money grab probably to mention his name.
Yeah,
But even then the movie's gonna suck.
definitely.
Yeah.
Joker did it better.
Joker did it.
Joker
much better.
proved you could make a decent villain movie with the right writers, man. Like,
Mhm.
Exactly.
But of course, they got the
Exactly.
same people back from Morbius. What the hell were they thinking, man?
Mobius?
I don't know.
So, Sony really wanted another success with Mobius, if you can call it as success, quote unquote.
It was the movie of all time.
Worst
Yes.
movie of all time. They put it back in datas. Then they,
Yeah.
people really love the film. They say, no, we just love the memes. And then when the studios got a hold of that meme, we were like, it's dead. It's dead. The fun's over.
I will give Morbius credit. It is slightly better than Madame Web, man. I don't know.
It is.
Yeah.
I bet. I heard that there's a dense sequence in Madam Web, but it's not as good as the one in Mobius.
Yeah.
And then I'll say this for Mobius. And these for the post-credit scenes, they were bad, but they were really bizarre.
And it
As
didn't
in
add
what
up then, really.
No, it did not.
Oh, we're just gonna bring Michael Keaton's Vulture just for the fun of it, just to get fans all excited. Like,
I was so freaking confused. Why was he there?
I was confused as well. I'm like, why are you
Why'd
here?
you show up?
Something to do with Spider-Man.
Like, when did you get here?
I
I'm
guess.
like, what?
And like, why? At the end of Homecoming, you were defending him. Like you were protecting Peter from the inside criminals.
Exactly. You were hiding his identity. Like, yeah, it's ridiculous.
So why are you now
Exactly. Why you have this vendetta against
What?
Peter all of a
Yeah,
sudden?
all of a sudden you want to try and go up against Spider-Man, right? Like when you, or I don't.
I want to see if anyone remembers the Morbius trailer, like the first one that ever dropped.
Oh
It's
yeah, when it has
2020.
like the Spider-Man.
Oh, yeah, I
reference.
remember.
Oh, boy.
When it has
I-
Spider-Man
I-
stuff and Michael Keaton had a larger role.
Oh yeah, yeah, I remember that.
But even then, the multiverse stuff is like, what are you doing? What's going
Yeah.
on?
Exactly. And now I'm sure you guys heard about Spider-Man before, and Sony and Kevin Feige are fighting it. Sony wants another multiversal story. Like,
Oh yeah, I've
Yeah.
heard about that. That's what I posted in my community tab. I'm like, why? We don't need another multiverse. What we need
I want
is
a solo grounded
grounded-
story with
yeah,
all that
exactly. So no, yeah.
Can I present something real quick? Like a picture? real
Hey,
quick?
hey, yeah, you can.
Okay. You guys keep talking. Hold on. Okay.
Alright.
But yeah, I think for the next Spider-Man trilogy, I would say you could do a Sinister Six, maybe for the first two movies, or maybe just the first movie or something. And the Sinister Six, we've talked about it a lot, but I'm going to say it again. You'd have Vulture. What was it?
Sinister
Vulture.
Six. Oh, which,
Vulture.
by the way,
Sorry. What?
It's okay. I was just gonna ask, like, why is Sony still concerned of doing Sinister Six?
Yeah.
It's like they've been at this they've been trying to get that off the ground for years.
Yeah, and they
Stop.
want to make them heroes most likely, which is just dumb.
Oh gosh, that is so dumb.
They want to do their own Sony Avengers, like with all
Oh,
the
God.
Spider-Man
It's
films.
the
They're not
Sinister
even
Six.
sinister.
They're gonna save the world.
That is so
not
Yeah,
even
they're not
bad.
sinister.
They're like the
They're the friendship six.
Yeah, that's a good
Yep.
point, Creepy Underpaid.
Sony-
They're not
yep.
even sinister at that point.
Yep, the Sinister Six going up against the evil Spider-Man. Like, bruh, like, damn,
Oh,
You know, as a Sinister Six movie, I think, you know what? If you did it in the MCU, here, so if you had Vulture, Shocker, Tinkerer, Scorpion,
Or
Mysterio,
even
who's
Prowler.
not dead, and Prowler, and that'd be the Sinister Six,
Mm.
and you could do it in a Spider-Man movie for the new trilogy, or you could just make it a separate movie.
That'd be perfect.
Fine.
I think
They'd be on the run from Spider-Man, and then, and I do want to bring in Hobgoblin, who Ned
Ooh,
in the comics becomes.
That'd be incredible. Yeah.
So that'd be perfect.
We
Okay,
need.
so-
We definitely need Hobgoblin. Make it appearance.
It'd be better than Green Goblin. I mean, I'm not saying better than Green Goblin like Willem Dafoe, but like for the world that it's
Yeah.
set in, yeah. I think it's too late to put a Norman
Too late.
Osborn or Harry Osborn in.
Oh
Don't do
yeah,
that.
way too late. Yeah.
Don't do
Yeah,
Osborn.
exactly.
What you have right now, use it, and you don't,
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You know.
and you won't.
And I
you
want to
won't.
see Black Cat in the MCU. Like, I think Felicia Hardy would be a good love interest.
That would be cool. And then you
Yeah.
could have him be feeling conflicted between Michelle Jones, MJ. I wish they just had Mary
Yeah.
Jane. This is kind of
Yeah.
weird. It's like, what is
Yeah.
going on? But anyway, yeah, it'd be conflicting between MJ and Black Cat, and that would work.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Who
all
knows?
right. So I just saw this right now. FNAF 2 is reportedly set to begin filming on July 1st.
Okay,
I haven't even seen the first one yet, but I don't.
I mean,
I've
heard
we all
mixed
saw
things.
this coming.
it's okay.
Yeah.
Like,
We all saw this
Yeah,
coming. You know,
yeah.
like
Exactly.
I think. It's a
I
fun time.
mean, based on the box office numbers and based on everyone wanting to see that in the data, and on
Yeah.
Peacock as
Yeah.
well, like it was inevitable at this point.
What do you
Yeah,
guys
it's-
think of the
it was
movie?
a
I
big
didn't see.
hit.
It's okay. It's not the best.
Yeah.
It's actually kind of bad, but like it's for the
Yeah,
fan for the fans. It's fun and kind of a lot of fan service. But so there is that, not to the full extent of the lore comparatively, but it's okay. It's okay.
Yeah.
I wouldn't rewatch it at least.
Oh yeah, okay. So I've been seeing this left and right when I do research for the next Spider-Man movie. I just want you guys' opinion
Oh, yeah.
on like the concept of this. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Yes.
Yeah.
For the Venom universe.
Andrew Garfield, yeah.
Definitely.
Like,
They could easily retcon that, and I think it would have worked.
Oh yeah.
What
like
was Andrew
retcon,
Garfield?
like, 2002?
Yeah, Andrew Garfield and the Sonyverse. They could easily match them together.
No,
so
that would be
I just want to know what
incredible.
you guys' thoughts of like of them introducing like a symbiote Garfield.
I think it's great.
It's cool, but like it's too much. Like you've already done it so many times, and it's like just stop.
Yeah.
I will say, like, well, we knew. Remember in No Way Home, Andrew says, "Oh, I stopped pulling punches," meaning he may have started killing his enemies. I don't know. Maybe they could explore something with that. I don't know. Like,
Yeah.
what happened between 2002 and No Way Home? Right?
If they did do a flashback, then yeah, that could work. But
Yeah.
the time is kind of past for Amazing Spider-Man 3. Unfortunately, I think Andrew Garfield looks the part. Like definitely, like he looks like the ultimate Spider-Man. Probably the most accurate.
I was about to say, yeah, I was about to say, David, that it's just like how people are saying that Tom Maguire said there should be a Spider-Man 4. I'm not gonna. It's way too late for that. unfortunately.
Yeah, I would like
And
a
that's-
Spider-Man 4, but then again,
Yeah.
Spider-Man 3 was a good end off, but I wouldn't mind a Spider-Man 4.
Yeah.
I think they just need to keep focusing on the Tom Holland universe. Like,
Yeah.
I think the Tom Holland, like, because it's too late for Spider-Man 4. It's too late. I mean, it's most definitely too late for TASM 3. It's been 10 years now, right?
Yeah, but then again, I think if they did make a Spider-Man 4 and TASM 3, I mean, Sony is looking at big money there, right? Because I think younger audience did get introduced to those characters, right? In No Way Home, right? That weren't familiar with Toby or Andrew, but I don't know. We'll see what happens, really.
Yeah. Let's see what happens.
But yeah, FNAF 2. Sorry.
FNAF.
Oh yeah.
So is it going to be like based off of FNAF 2 the game, or is it going to be like based off a different game?
I'm assuming so. And a lot of people have said that it's probably going to be based on the sequel game, the sister location.
Okay. I was thinking like FNAF 2, like this.
I want Security Breach movie.
No, no. Sister location would work the best. I will say they have made Vanessa a character, so Security Breach would work for that universe. I would say.
Yeah.
And there are ways to do different genres of it. Like the first FNAF was a basic horror kind of thing. We're trying to be. And then the sister location would be more mechanical, be more like cyborgy looking, and then Security Breach could be a glam rock, like an 80s rock looking style. It's like the X trilogy, not the yeah, that's right. X, Pearl, and Maxine, I think is the newest one coming out.
Yeah.
You saw that? Did you see the trailer for that Maxine, like teaser?
I seen the teaser for it.
It was very clever, and I do like that they got what's her name? The girl who plays Pearl.
Mia Goth.
Mia
Goth, yeah. Or Mia Goth. I don't know how you pronounce it, but yeah, they got her in all 3 movies, and I think that's pretty clever. It's a pretty good move, but
yeah.
I still gotta check out Pearl. I just saw X not too long ago, and I loved it. I love A24. I think they're great.
I gotta check out X. And it's a good thing that this episode featured on horror. We're gonna talk more about that when we get to the main topic.
Oh yeah, we're 52 minutes in.
53 minutes in. But James Gunn. James Gunn asked if he liked Phil Noyd and Chris Minow to work on a DC project. He said yes. I saw them yesterday. I should have asked.
Yes.
I don't know. I'm conflicted. On the one hand, I'm like, yeah, they could do a good job. But on the other hand, I still feel salty about what they did with Across the Spider-Verse.
I think it'd be good.
But
yeah. What?
Sorry, what? Sorry, Ty. What did you say? Sorry, I mentioned.
No, I was saying that. I was saying that, Bushy. On the one hand, I think they could do a good job because they've proven themselves. I mean, with Spider-Verse and Cloud with Chance and Meatballs, they've proven themselves. But on the other hand, I feel mixed on it because on the other hand, there's also that little controversy with Spider-Verse with the animators and stuff and them overworking them. So that's another thing.
Or are you talking about like the rumored? Sorry, what are you talking about? Sorry, Ty.
Oh, it's okay. I'm talking about so last year it came out that the animators were overworked and
that's awful.
And Phil Noyd and Chris Minow's awful response to it.
Just don't have him do an animated movie then. They've worked in
Yeah.
live action before. They've done 21 Jump Street, so you could have them do Booster Gold, maybe. Which
Ooh.
is a movie.
Okay, so I'm scrolling on Twitter
Booster
right now.
Gold would be sick.
I'm scrolling on Twitter right now, and it says Adam Webb has owned the North box office opening weekend for a Marvel-based movie since Friend Fosdick. Friend Fosdick.
He's bad.
It's very bad.
Very shit. Sony doesn't learn.
Also, something I'm excited for to talk about horror-wise is I noticed on Caleb's YouTube channel that you said Exorcist Believer sucks. So I want to get into that.
I know I was a little salty, but I had to state my opinion in a wrong way. As a big Exorcist fan, I freaking hate the Exorcist Believer. It is a huge disrespect to the original. The problem I had too was even the mom in that film. Keep in mind the two priests literally sacrificed their lives to get the demon out of Regan, and the mom completely disrespected those two priests. And it's just awful writing. And there's a few good scary scenes. That's it though. Most of the movie's just talking. And I don't. What are your thoughts on it if you've seen it? That's what I got.
All right. Guys, one last news, and then we'll get straight to the main topic.
Yeah.
So I just found this out today. Regarding Spider-Man 4. Tom Holland Spider-Man 4. I'm sorry, I should have put the MCU Spider-Man 4.
No, you're good. You're good.
But yeah, it says Tom Rothman reportedly wanted John Watts back to direct Spider-Man 4, while Kevin Feige wants a new director to helm the project.
I think John Watts was good, but I think only for that trilogy. If you want to go the grounded route, then do someone like Drew Goddard, who did the Daredevil Netflix show. I'd say that's probably the best way you could go. Because I would like Daredevil and Punisher to show up in the movies. I don't know if it'll actually happen, but I think at least it would be better because it'd be very reminiscent of 90s Spider-Man, because the 90s was kind of a dark time for comic books,
Yeah.
You had Spawn and stuff like that. But
Spawn went crazy, bro.
You had Carnage.
I still have that Batman versus Spawn book comic.
Ooh.
It's really good actually. Well, it's not great, but for a quick read, it takes 10 minutes. It's pretty alright.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh,
one thing I want to say, I apologize for being talked to with the Exorcist Believer. I just
that's
so
all right.
upset.
No, yeah, you're good.
That's all right. And with that being said, that is our transition to the main topic. 58 minutes in. That's awesome. Anyway,
50-minute intro.
What happened? Exactly. What happened to the good horror films?
I agree.
I don't know.
And I think
they've been slacking, man. They've been slacking.
Yeah, exactly. They've been really slacking. So I think this is how we're gonna do it. First, let's talk about the good horror films. The ones from the 80s and stuff like that. Since
Just the
Zane,
80s.
Well, by 80s I mean 70s, 80s, 90s, and then we can move up to the 2000s, and then talk about what went wrong in today's day and age.
How about we talk about
yeah, I was gonna say
Halloween movies and stuff, right?
We could talk about the Halloween movies. Chucky.
We're talking about horror in general,
we're talking about horror in general. I'm talking Chucky. It.
Oh yeah, multiple. Chucky's really good. Yeah.
Jason. Jason.
The Friday movies.
Friday. Yeah, the Friday. Friday the 13th films. Exorcist. But yeah.
Evil Dead.
Evil Dead. And since Zane and Caleb are experts in the horror scene, I'm not really an expert at it at all.
No.
So I'm just gonna let them take over.
Yeah, I do want to say real quick. Yeah, I know nothing about horror. The only horror movies that I've seen, and tell me if these are good choices or not. It Chapter 1
Good
and
choice.
Scream 1.
Good
Yeah.
choice as
Oh
well.
yeah, those are
Yeah.
one of my favorite.
Yep.
I wanted
those
to
are
watch
perfect.
Evil Dead for a while because Sam Raimi, but
I have two. I haven't seen the Evil Dead ones. I hate to
I
admit it,
want to
but
see it,
I
but I
thought
don't. Yeah.
the only Evil Dead movie I saw was Evil Dead Rise.
Oh, brother.
Oh
Yeah.
gosh,
Oh my god.
that's a
That was
That
something.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
was something.
my brother saw it. But I was wondering, is it good? Any good? The new one or not? Evil Dead Rise?
No, it's not.
No.
I mean,
Yeah.
there's some good moments in it.
There's some, but majority wise, it's
Yeah.
okay. Here's the thing. It's not that it's a bad movie.
Oh, that's
It's that it's a bad Evil Dead movie.
All right.
Yeah.
That makes
Okay.
sense. All right.
All right. So
yeah.
I'm gonna just okay. Let's see. I was gonna start somewhere. I don't remember where I was gonna start. Okay, so I'm gonna tell you my opinion about Exorcist Believer since we were talking about that just a second ago.
Of course, I love to hear.
Yeah. So Exorcist Believer is a very complicated movie. Okay, because like
Mhm.
on one hand, you have to look at like how does it compare to the other Exorcist movies, like in the original Exorcist. On the other hand, you have to look at is it a good horror movie in general. So I think in terms of being an Exorcist movie, I agree with you. It's bad. It's not a good like. It doesn't. It shouldn't be part of the Exorcist like franchise because it kind of ruined it a little bit. In terms of it being a good movie, I think it's a good movie. I think it just disappointed the Exorcist community, you know. So I think that while it was a good movie, it just disappointed to live out the fantasy, like the to live out the legacy of the original Exorcist. If that makes sense. In my opinion.
Oh, yeah.
No, that makes perfect sense and stuff. I think as an Exorcist film is bad, but like it's definitely if you take away The Exorcist, it's definitely a comedic horror film. Like again, I'm not gonna fully hate The Exorcist Believer. I've seen way worse horror movies and stuff, and way worse like possession movies. So I will give it some credit and stuff. I think my like biggest nitpick though was like, we got some very good scary scenes showing the girl's possessions and stuff, but there just wasn't enough. I think if they gave like more and more scenes to it, it would make it a good movie, right? Like if they added way more to it, But
I agree with that.
But no, I was a lot of times I've been thinking of like deleting that video because I was a little way too salty and pissed off and stuff. Because again, right, I will say definitely not the worst movie, definitely not. And I didn't even see The Exorcist 2 because I just heard that's very very bad and like
it's a very mixed bag.
Yeah.
It's very
definitely.
So I think in terms of Exorcist, it just depends on your personal preference. It's just like what you think. I don't think you can like buy it like unobjectively say objectively say that it's good or bad. But that's like all movies, you know. Like there's like majority of movies and majority of games, you just have to like say your opinion, but you can't be the one to define if it's a good movie or not. But Exorcist Believer is, for me personally, it's just I'm a slasher guy. I like slasher is my genre, but obviously I love supernatural movies. Like I love the Conjuring movies. I love Annabelle, that kind of thing. But so that's my statement on Exorcist Believer.
Yeah, no, I agree, right? Yeah, like with Exorcist Believer, I would just say, it's a movie with not enough juice, right? As I would say, not enough juice. But no, I agree. See, I'm mixed. I like slasher movies, but I don't know. I'm personally more of a supernatural movie I mean, more of a supernatural guy. Sorry, I stutter sometimes. But yeah, no, I'm a huge fan of the Conjuring movies. I think those movies are really scary. And like most horror movies, like I'm never scared of horror movies, but no, like movies like The Conjuring and Annabelle definitely, definitely give me goosebumps. I definitely get some chills and stuff. And like I like those movies a lot.
Yeah.
I really like Thanksgiving. I don't know if you guys seen that.
I
was
love
the
Thanksgiving. I love
classic.
that movie. That movie was like, it was so much better than I thought it was gonna be. I was walking into it and I was like, this is gonna be a stupid movie. And I come out and like, oh, I actually like that. Like that actually.
I like the cheesiness to it. They actually did it good
Yeah.
with like cheesy, kills and stuff.
And I'm gonna just for Ty and David and Creepy. So
speaking of Thanksgiving, is now streaming on Netflix, so I'll definitely check it out.
I will watch it.
Yeah, so
I'm Canadian. I don't even know if they have it on Netflix in Canada, but
I'm not gonna spoil anything, but I will just give a general rundown of the movie. So basically, obviously, say on Thanksgiving, there's a big Black Friday thing, and it's like a riot. A bunch of people get hurt. You'll see that more. And there's this guy who dresses up as what's the mask he uses?
John Craver or something.
Yeah.
Something like that.
And goes around. It's actually a really good movie. It's if you're lighthearted, if you don't take gory scenes well, then it might not be for you. Just because like it can't. There are some scenes that are like your average like kill, but then there are some like more brutal ones. I think it's more of not like what they show, but like the idea of what he's doing. That's more dark. Yeah, Thanksgiving's a great movie. Like, well, I mean, some people say different, but I think Thanksgiving's a great movie. So, make sure to watch that.
I think the kills were just very freaking creative. That's what I like.
Yeah, they were creative.
They were more original and stuff.
Yeah, there's things that I'm like, I've never seen that before. Congrats, like there gets to a point where like Scream, like they all reuse like the same kills over and over again. Like Scream never changes. Like there's nothing ever changes. Like, I mean, that's what was cool about.
I did like how they made Scream 6 though more bloodier and stuff. Right?
Yeah. Same thing with Nightmare on Elm Street. It never changes. It's like the same like copy and paste. Like especially the kills wise. Like okay, so Nightmare on Elm Street was creative for the first few movies, and then like the kill was just like I wasn't surprised. Yeah. So Thanksgiving's good. Watch that if you like slashers. Very, very suspenseful. I'd say it's more. Yeah, it's suspenseful. Yeah, Thanksgiving's good. I
do want to ask. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No. Ask.
I was gonna. I already forgot. Go ahead.
Okay, so
I'll think about it.
Again, to like fairly recent horror movies. Have you seen The Pope's Exorcist? It's called The Pope's Exorcist.
I've seen that.
Yeah,
I didn't see it. Is it good or not?
Yeah, it is. It's on.
It's pretty good.
I don't remember if it got put on Max or Netflix. I'll check. It was on one of the two.
And last time I saw it, was on Netflix.
Yeah, it's on Netflix.
Is it good though? Yeah, do you recommend it?
Yeah, it's I highly recommend The Pope's Exorcist.
Yeah.
Russell Crowe plays the main guy. Very good. Watch The Pope's Exorcist. That's a good horror movie.
Check it out.
Yeah. So, I guess back. Okay, so we'll just kind of go from like the older movies and like slowly go on to the new ones. So let's see. Let's look. So I'm gonna start at like the beginner of like the horror movies, like like that's not the beginning, but obviously it's fairly like old, and it started the slasher genre. Texas Chainsaw Massacre, which is like obviously one of the most famous horror movies. Most people have seen it. Came out in 1974, I believe. Pretty sure I'll double check that, but
I love it. No, I love it. I tell you, I didn't see like the newest one, but I saw like I saw the origin one that came out on Netflix in like 2017, I think, or 2018. It was like an origin, another origin.
Yeah, it's called a Leatherface. That's just what that one's called.
I enjoyed that. I enjoyed that personally.
Yeah, so personally, I like the original. I like the 2003 one.
I love the 2003 one.
Yeah, and the new one is also good as well. Depending on like your opinion. It's on Netflix. Yeah, so Texas Chainsaw Massacre, that kind of like gave the horror genre like a big boost. You know, it started the idea of a true slasher, you know, nonstop slash and kill, which wasn't really a thing. Like before that, horror movies were just like suspense, you know, someone would die like every like an hour into the movie, and then Texas Chainsaw Massacre came out and there are people just dying left and right over and over again.
It was perfect.
Yeah, I love Texas Chainsaw Massacre. It's a great series. Kind of disturbing that it's roughly based on a real thing. But
it is
the Texas Chainsaw Massacre game, I love that game. I play that a lot. I like to play as Leatherface and go around and
Dude, I had in my PS5. All right, I took the game back to the store because I was so rageful. Like it's just impossible to be a killer for me and stuff. Like I can never be a killer or whatever and get kills, and I was like so mad. And I enjoyed it at first.
So Zaneypoo's Ghostface. We found the killer. It's like we do a stream. Who would be the Ghostface? Ooh. Who would be the Ghostface? That's off topic. I was just thinking. Me.
And then so I think after Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the only like big thing was the original Halloween. Halloween is my favorite franchise. I love Michael Myers. Michael Myers is, my opinion, the king of horror. He's like top of it. That's just me.
He's my favorite slasher villain for sure.
Yeah, Halloween is my favorite.
Yeah, he's mine too.
I want to say movie franchise, but horror franchise in general. Original Halloween movie, it's great. It's like 98 on Rotten Tomatoes, which is really good.
It's my favorite slasher movie, Halloween.
Yeah, and that was what kind of started the mass killer in a bigger environment. Without Halloween, there wouldn't be Jason, there wouldn't be Ghostface. You know, Michael kind of helped with the going around town and massacring everybody. So yeah, I love Michael Myers. He's my number one horror character. Love the Halloween movies. Yeah, so that was like, I think, in my opinion, the first 10 out of 10 horror movie in terms of slashers. Yeah,
and I love Halloween too as well. I think Halloween 2 is the perfect sequel.
Yeah,
but then after that, I don't know. There's issues definitely.
Yeah,
with the next. You know?
And then the original Halloween was 78, which for 78, very 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 advanced in terms of psychologically and stuff and script wise. And then we got Friday the 13th. That was 1980. That was literally, in my opinion, that was like the only one that got over a 40 on Rotten Tomatoes. But
I don't know. I like the sequel is better than the first Friday the 13th.
Yeah, me too. I love Jason Takes Manhattan. I love that movie. But okay, so yeah, we got that one, and then I believe after that we got Halloween 2. What's Halloween 2? Halloween 2 was so Halloween 2 came out a year after Friday the 13th. Halloween 2, it's a good movie, even though it's not canon anymore. It's a good movie. But yeah, I like Halloween 2. Halloween 2 is pretty good. It's a good sit down and watch at with parents or whatever. Depending on if your parents are lighthearted. It depends, who your parents are. But yeah, I like Halloween 2. It's a good movie. And then we got the whole lot of the bad Friday the 13th movies. And Nightmare on Elm Street. What was that first one? Let's see. Nightmare on Elm Street was 84, so that was pretty much next in line. Nightmare on Elm Street is most people's favorite. It's not my favorite. I don't like Freddy that much, but
I agree.
Yeah. So that was like the start of the big three. Michael, Freddy, Jason. And then Scream came out in 96. Original Scream is really good in my opinion. I like it. It could be better in some plot and writing spots, but other than that, I think it was a good movie. Has an average rating of 4.5 out of 5. But yeah, so that 4 was like the Michael, the Freddy, the Jason, and the Ghostface, and like Scream. And that's what kind of those are like the main icons of horror, And so obviously Scream now has 6 movies. Nightmare on Elm Street has 6. Well, there's a 2010 reboot, so I don't know how much I would add up to.
I didn't see that yet.
Yeah, and then Friday movies, I think there's 8 or 9. Halloween movies, there's 14 in total, but canon there's 4. Because canon Halloween, there is the original Halloween, then there's Halloween 2018, and then Halloween Kills and Halloween Ends. You don't talk about Halloween Ends. That was a disgrace of a movie. But yeah, so my personal favorite horror movie is Halloween 2018.
I love Halloween 2018.
Yeah, that's my favorite horror.
It had potential, but then it just
Yeah, that's probably one of my favorite movies of all time in general was Halloween 2018. I love Michael Myers, and that was like
it was awesome.
Halloween 2018 was a great way of getting the series back on track. Halloween Kills was good, but
it's definitely questionable. That's for sure.
It's questionable. Yeah. Like I love the kills; those were the best kill scenes I've ever seen.
They were really good, and I will say Halloween Kills is definitely better than most Halloween out of most, right?
Yeah,
I will say that. But then Halloween Ends just
oh my
threw
God.
it.
Halloween Ends was just like taking the whole trilogy and just dumping it in the I can't tell you how mad I was leaving Halloween Ends. I've been disappointed leaving a movie. I've been sad leaving a movie. I've never been agitated leaving a movie. And the Halloween Ends changed that. Halloween Ends actually like made me upset, which is hard to do. But Halloween Ends, I drove to another city to watch it in a better theater. And it turned out to be such a bad movie, man. I was like, okay, I'm gonna go. I went and saw an IMAX, right? And I was like, oh, that's gonna be so good. And I left. And I was like,
and then they choose to use the same writer for Exorcist Believer.
Yeah, bro. And then I was like, I just wasted 2.5 hours of my life, like, but
oh, man.
Yeah, I can do a whole rant about Halloween Ends. I'm not going to because it'll take too long. But
right. I gotta go, guys. It's getting late where I am, but you guys have a good night.
Well, actually, I do have one question for both of you before you leave.
Yep.
Thoughts on The Purge if you haven't talked about it yet?
I was the one person. Sorry, I'm sorry.
No problem.
It's a mixed bag.
Yeah.
I don't have a general opinion because I haven't seen all of them. I've seen a few of them, but they're just not my kind of movie, but I think they have potential and they could do something really good with it. But it's just I don't know. I feel like it didn't grab my attention enough,
Yeah.
All right, you guys have a good night, guys. I have fun meeting you guys all, and
Yeah. Nice to meet you.
Cool.
Oh, okay. He's good.
He just poofed.
Oh, poof. Sorry, you were gonna say something.
No, I was just gonna ask if you guys have any like questions or anything you want to say, or because I've been just kind of ranting for the last like 10 minutes.
Well,
It's all right. I do have a question.
Okay.
Where do you think horror is gonna go in the future? Like,
What do
do
you
you think there's gonna be good
Hold on.
horror films? Like, horror is gonna be good
Horror in
again?
general? Horror in
Yeah.
general?
Horror in general.
I do think it's going to get. I do think it's going to get good. And the reason I say that is things are like turning up a little bit. Over the last like 3 or 4 years, they've just been throwing out these meaningless movies that aren't connected to anything. Like these singlet movies that are just like Thanksgiving and the Meg movies. Like they're just throwing out all these random like little bits and ideas and throwing it into a movie. Because they're waiting for like the big series to kick off again. You know, like Scream 6 was good. It was better than Scream 5 in my opinion. They're getting the rights to Friday the 13th again. They're getting the rights to Nightmare on Elm Street again. The Michael Myers Halloween movies, they're not done with them yet. They're going to start a new franchise. Chucky, the TV show, that's still going. I'm sure they'll make another movie or two. So I think that horror as a genre will get back on track. I think that COVID really messed it up. And produced some pretty low quality films, but I do think that horror is going to get good again, and hopefully get better.
So as someone who hasn't watched much horror, so is horror good defined by how scary it is or how good the story is? Because there are some horror franchises that sometimes the movies might not be that great or kind of bad, but there's a lot of them and people like to watch them. So I don't know if that's like storytelling wise or horror wise. So what do you think about that?
So I think it depends on what they're classifying the genre as. So because there's different levels to horror. There's slasher, there's a thriller, there's supernatural. Like there's different layers. So I think it like slasher people are not looking for. Most people aren't looking for too much of a plot. They're just wanting to be entertained in a slasher for the most part. Like there still needs to be structure, but in terms of slashers, it usually just comes to making sure that it's scary enough and slashy enough,
Mm-hmm.
For supernatural movies, it has to be a really good mix of both. Like you can't just have one, otherwise it's just overall a bad movie. So supernatural movies like Conjuring and Annabelle, that has to have both a really good plot and a really good story, so that you can't like pick either one. And when it comes to suspenseful, like the suspenseful genre, so like the less gory and less killy and more of just like mystery and like that, all depends on plot usually. But overall, I think that as a whole, the horror community desires more plot than actual jump scares and that kind of stuff. Me personally, I can't pick either one. I need both. Like I need to see some blood splatter, but I also need a good plot.
Yeah. But you do see it happening soon.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Again, it's different each scenario each time.
Mm-hmm.
But I think overall importance, I think plot is most important. But you can't have a horror movie that's just like, it's like it would be like if they made Halloween like the Michael Myers movies, but it was all about finding out the why he kills, but there wasn't any kill scenes. Like that's what that would be. But like obviously that doesn't work. That's not entertaining.
Right.
So yeah, but I think plot matters the most. But like really, you need to have both.
Gotcha.
Overall, yeah.
Yeah. Would A Quiet Place count?
Yeah, Quiet Place
Okay.
counts.
Yeah, then I've seen those and I love those. I guess like PG-13 horror is kind of hard to define. It's for me.
Yeah.
It's like,
Okay, that's the thing is PG-13 is like it's just so. It's hard to describe. It's like Stranger Things. Like it's like like they have a limit as to how far they can go. If they're going for the PG-13 rating, usually just because they're trying to aim for families to watch it. Usually, but it's really hard to make a horror movie and fit it into PG-13. I don't know how on earth Five Nights at Freddy's made PG-13.
It should have been R.
Yeah, you saw kids getting chopped in half. Like I don't understand how that made PG-13.
It was a silhouette, so
Yeah.
maybe that's what it is. Well, we have movies like Insidious that are PG-13.
Yeah.
So
Which again is really like I don't know how they really got that PG-13 rating. Like even if there wasn't a lot of kill scenes like on screen, there was still like the meaning behind all of it. When you think about it, it's really dark. Like Insidious, The Last Key, with the big creepy dude in the basement. Like that one, I don't know how that made PG-13. That when I first saw it, I was like 12. I don't know how, actually I don't think I was 12. I wasn't that young. Maybe let me see. Actually, I might have been 12. Insidious, The Last Key. That was 2018, yeah. So I would have been younger than 12, but man, yeah. Well, I don't know. I don't remember when I watched it. I didn't see it in theaters. I watched it at home, but yeah, PG-13 horror movies are tricky because there's like a limit as to how far they can go. If they're still usually when it ends up being PG-13, it's only because they beg the people to make it like to rate it as PG-13. They aim for that and they try so hard to get a PG-13 rating, so they have to limit what they do.
Which is kind of like not fair to artists.
Yeah,
like,
and that's the same thing though too. Is like you see a lot of R movies where it's like that doesn't need to be R, but it's just it all depends on what the director is going for. If the director and the writers are aiming for a PG-13 movie, they can make it PG-13. But if they're going for an R movie, even if it's not violent at all, they can still make it R. And that's just the way of the industry, so it's just tricky because you never know what to trust. When I have kids, I'm not gonna I would never show them the Insidious movies until they're like fairly old. Insidious should have been R, quite frankly, and so should have FNAF. But
I just think FNAF. It's not even. I could see it being PG-13 and being kept PG-13.
Yeah.
I just think it should have been R for had a different story altogether because they don't show kills really in the first few games, but the atmosphere at least is very disturbing, and you could have made that something.
Yeah, but I guess they wanted to make it PG-13 because of the FNAF games audience.
Well, yeah, because they knew that
people.
At the time they wanted to get to the younger kids, because the age of I would say 8 or 8 is when people start playing FNAF, and so they wanted to be able to reach that audience. I mean, I started playing FNAF when I was 6, but it's just they wanted to reach a younger audience, and they succeeded. Probably not for the best, but and you think about the concept is really dark. It's this guy who kidnaps kids, and it's a really dark topic, a really dark idea. But they somehow they can, what the industry can do is they can manage, even though it has a really really dark story, they can put it and just make it to where what you see on screen is PG-13, but the meaning behind this plot is R++. They can sneak a really dark meaning into a really light screen, if that makes sense.
Right.
And it's the same way with a lot of DC movies too. You look at the setting of Gotham, Gotham's a really dark place. They mention they mentioned so many things of even the Arkham games. You can find secret dialogue that connects to Joker raping Harley Quinn. They can
gosh.
In that movie, in that game is teen, and there's a conversation between these thugs where he's talking about how he was a sniper, and he saw what Joker would make Harley Quinn do to him, and so it's they manage to find these dark little plot holes or make it like have a really dark plot and then manage to put it behind a PG-13 screen.
Is that why the Arkham games are so popular? Because they're just basically horror games.
I'd say the first two. Asylum is definitely a horror game. You can't consider it not. Like there's this one. Okay, I know this is going off topic of horror, but I mean not really. But in Arkham Asylum, there's this one mission where you're like you have to go and you have to collect these like the poison ivy plants or whatever, and like it's the scariest thing. Killer Croc is chasing you underwater basically, but you don't see him, so you're like walking over these planks like on the water, and occasionally you'll go and grab one, and Killer Croc will just pop out of the water and get on the planks and start chasing you. I swear it's the scariest thing. I could barely get through that mission because you'd like just be walking, you'd like be collecting your stuff, and Killer Croc would pop out of the water, hop on the planks, and start chasing you. It was the scariest thing. And Arkham Asylum has a lot of dark, like little plot bits that a lot of people don't catch on to. But you're in an asylum, like a engagement of these mentally like unstable people, like Dr. Zaz, for example, like not Dr. Zaz, I say Dr. Zaz, Mr. Zaz, Victor Zaz. He's so dark. Whenever he kills someone, he puts a cut on his wrist and a cut on his arms. There's a lot of dark like plot pieces that people just don't catch on to. And that's how you can hide really dark and R meanings and plot behind a PG-13 screen is just by not showing it. Just because they don't show it or don't talk about it, you think about the meaning and you can connect that. Like FNAF, like awfully dark meaning, and it's like a semi-real thing, like the kidnapping kids part, but they're able to put it behind a PG-13 screen because it didn't directly like be like, because I mean they did talk about him kidnapping kids, but they didn't like put it into the level of darkness that it truly is.
Like this kid, like just the subject is like enough. They don't actually go into detail.
It kind of makes me what that makes me think about, like with like books, like it's easier to put like darker themes in books for like younger children because the fact that they don't have pictures, they're not showing anything.
And because kids
like
can't.
One that comes to mind is Wings of Fire. That's the book about dragons. It has some very brutal violence in that book series, but it's a book series for kids, like and teenagers. So
True.
And they're able to hide that. So that's kind of just like looking at the PG-13 horror is very tricky because they put some very dark things in it, like in the plot and the meaning, but they're able to not show it on screen and not talk about it on screen, and that's what makes it PG-13. Is that they don't like directly talk about it, they don't directly show it, but it's still a part of the plot. It's still there. They just don't tell you. And that's how you can like take a movie like FNAF or anything like that, or Insidious, and they can show these like very light kill scenes or anything like that, even though they have this very dark meaning and just be like, and then they go through like the rating process, and then because they don't show it on screen or they don't talk about it directly, they make PG-13, which honestly, in my opinion, that's kind of corrupted. Like I don't think that should, like, I think that needs to be paid more attention to. Like, and while I understand the fact that a lot of kids can't like connect things like that, it's like it would be like, what? It's like having your grandma watching series and be like, oh no, it's PG-13, it'll be fine. Like, like it's just like it's a devious little trick that I think is morally like I'm not gonna go like into this big emotional collapse of saying morally wrong, but like it's a little slippy, like sorry, I yapped a lot about that, but
no, that's cool.
My opinion about PG-13 horror movies.
Yeah, sometimes you just like I've only seen like the light ones. I saw Megan.
Megan was an interesting one.
I think there was an R-rated cut. Like when she
I am gonna cut him and say that Megan is really good. I was really surprised. It's like Child's Play 2019, but better. That's all I have to say.
It surprised me too. I actually made a review about it one time, but it was it was a good little movie. It was a fun movie. Not the best ever, but it was a little weird, but concept's cool. Performance was good. It's pretty scary. The actress did a good job playing Megan or Mathregan. I don't know. Mathregan. But yeah, it's so. Yeah, Blumhouse can put out some pretty okay stuff once in a while. I think are they like the definitive PG-13 horror, or have they released some?
Blumhouse made like the 3 latest Halloween movies, and I think they made Thanksgiving. No, they're not just PG. Blumhouse is good sometimes, but like they can also be kind of iffy, it's most of the writers that miss it.
Yeah, they produced Truth or Dare, which was very bad. I think they did Countdown as well. That was also very bad.
Countdown was.
That's something else right now.
Countdown was an interesting movie. Like, part of me liked it, but part of me didn't.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Anyway, okay, keep going. Sorry.
No. Have you heard of a movie called Upgrade?
No.
No, that's a really good movie.
I have. I have. I wanted to see that, but I never got around to it.
2018.
Yes.
2018.
Logan Marshall Green, I think,
has good reviews.
It's a pretty good movie. I'd say it's Blumhouse Tilt, I think it's called, or whatever it is. I think it's Blumhouse. So,
it's Blumhouse.
Yeah, it is
Blumhouse and Universal.
I'd say that movie that's a very unique concept that it comes up with, and it's the better Venom movie. And he actually looks like Tom Hardy a little bit, but no, the camera work is off the charts. Like, that's probably what got me into it, was the camera work. Because I like cinematography. I'm a sucker for that. I think Greg Fraser is probably my favorite cinematographer. He did The Batman, Mandalorian, Dune, Rogue One. So he's cool.
What's his name?
Greg Fraser.
Greg Fraser.
It's not how it sounds. It's actually a little different. So it's like Greig.
Yeah, it's Greig.
Yeah. So yeah, he did a bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
I hope he does the Penguin cinematography.
When is that happening?
The Penguin show? It's this year, I believe. Let's see.
Yeah, it's this year.
Yeah. When is it releasing, though? Release date, not Netflix.
I wonder if they're going to connect, like, if they're gonna, like, surely they'll mention Batman, or is it like, when does it take place? Like,
that's a good question. I don't know when it takes place, but it's I wouldn't be surprised if it was like afterwards.
Yeah.
I don't know why they'd focus on him, though. Maybe it'll work.
I mean, I feel like I'd be more interested though than like if they had to pick one of the antagonists of the Batman. I'd be more interested if they made a show about Falcone. Like, that'd be more interesting to me.
Yeah, a prequel show.
Yeah. Or I mean, yeah.
Or maybe like not the Riddler.
No, the Riddler wouldn't. I wouldn't want the Riddler in a spinoff.
Nor Catwoman. I don't want a Catwoman show. A Joker show. But
they'd have to wait till after Batman 2.
They would, yeah. Honestly, if you ever got Mr. Freeze in that universe, I would like a Mr. Freeze show. I think Heart of Ice from the Batman animated series is probably like one of the best episodes ever. It was very, very well done.
Yeah.
One of my favorite Batman stories. It made Mr. Freeze this lame-looking villain. It made him like deeply human, and it was fantastic.
Yeah. Okay, sorry. We need to get back on the horror track. I don't know what happened.
Well,
there.
no, well, we were talking about Batman. I was thinking about in the Arkham games when Jason Todd was getting tortured by Joker.
Oh yeah,
because that was rough.
Yeah, and that's why I think they waited until Arkham Knight, because with Arkham Knight, obviously was the only only M-rated game in the series, and I think that was smart to wait till Arkham Knight came out, because like a lot of because the Arkham games, like kids can't play them because it's too complicated for kids to like play and understand. It's a very like stealth and combat is pretty complex depending on like who you are and how good you are at games, but like kids can't really understand like a lot of the Arkham plots and Arkham systems. Like if you're under the age of 11, you're not beating the Riddler challenges. It's just not happening. Like the riddles in those games are ridiculous. But Arkham Knight was when they actually showed the Jason Todd being tortured with the little flashbacks that Batman had, or not the flashbacks. It was maybe it was like him saying Joker like hitting him and like all that, which obviously is a very dark plot, and that's what it's smart that they waited until Arkham Knight, because if they did that previously, then those games are not made. Tina, I think it was smart that they made the last Batman Arkham game because they were like, okay, we've been pretty steady with teen getting teen ratings, which is surprising because Arkham Asylum and Arkham City are very dark, and so they were lucky to even get teen on those. And then they were like, okay, we're gonna go full out on this last Batman Arkham game, and I think that's why they didn't care if they got M or not.
Yeah.
But yeah, for sure. And Arkham Knight can be scary, dude. I mean, and even in one of the parts where it's not supposed to be scary, like the Man-Bat jump scare, like when Man-Bat's flying around and stuff, like you have to, like, it's a side mission. Like there's this part where you grapple like to a building and you like try and do like the grapnel boost up, and it just like he's on the corner like waiting and he like pops out at you. It's the scariest jump scare I've ever seen in my life. Like, and that wasn't even like it is like and there's some very dark parts, like when you look at the League of Shadows, like they have some very dark moments, like in the morgue, how they're like sacrificing people for race and stuff, and it can be pretty dark. And the Arkham games, I think, in their own way, are horror. Like even just the general concept of how dark they made Gotham, that can be considered like somewhat horrifying, like what they do. Or the Professor Pig missions, that is straight horror. Like they're creepy, dude. Mm-hmm. It's this guy who listens to opera while he mutilates people and puts things in them, and then puts them on the hangs them on the street and stuff. Like demented guy, and then he messes with like if you like at the final mission of Professor Pig, like you have to fight all those little goons, which are like these people that he like tortured and then messed with their brains to like make them like fight for him. And it's like it's messed up and it's scary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I think horror can connect to a lot of things even when it's not meant to be horror. Like the Batman Arkham games, there's horror in that. There's a lot of horror. Even like when you think about it, like some deep connections, like Lord of the Rings and stuff, there's horror in that. Harry Potter too.
Yeah.
Like you can make connections with horror to almost anything. When you think of like, I can't really think of horror in Spider-Man, but like,
Spider-Man 2, when Doc Ock was his arms in the hospital when they started killing all the doctors and nurses. That could easily be something out of a horror movie because Sam Raimi kind of went off on that scene and did a good job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even like I don't know how like how you guys are with like Star Wars and stuff like that. Personally, I'm a big Star Wars fan, but like they make it like in the comics, they have very dark Star Wars comics. Like they have this one where there's this virus that goes around the galaxy, and it's these stormtroopers who have to like fight for their life because everyone like has turned into like zombies and stuff. It's actually scary. Like I listened to the audiobook and it was horrifying. Like the way they described like these morbidly mutilated like people who are hanging around like the Star Destroyers and stuff. It's scary. Like and that was like a canon thing where like somewhere in the like it was like a different like galaxy in that universe where like there was like a virus that like a plague that went around and turned people into basically zombies. It's scary. But yeah, so horror can be connected to a lot. That's not even if it's not labeled as horror, like there's a lot that you can think of. Yeah,
there's opportunities abound.
Yeah. Okay, back to the original question of what happened to the good horror movies. I don't know what happened to answering that.
No, you're good. Yeah, what did happen?
I think what happened was it's hard to answer that question.
Because you said you had some hope for.
Yeah, I have some hope. I think COVID played a big part. Everything that happened after all the movies after COVID basically sucked. Like they all just like sucked. Like almost every movie that came out after COVID, except for some like particular few, sucked. The newest Jeepers Creepers, that was the worst movie I've ever seen in my life. Jeepers Creepers Reborn, I have never been disgusted by how bad a movie was until I saw that. It was bad. The CGI was awful. Like, oh my, hold on, I'm gonna pull up a clip real quick. Quip. I'm pull up the last like the ending scene of Jeepers Creepers where he dies. It's the worst CGI I've ever seen in my life.
And this is a recent movie.
2022.
Yeah.
2022. Okay. Hold on, I gotta find this. Like, this is bad. It's real bad. Okay, hold on, you'll just see based off the first thing. Hold on. Okay.
I've heard from this YouTuber by the name of Cody Mins. Does anyone know who he is?
Sounds familiar.
He's a guy who loves horror. He talks about horror a lot, and even he said that this film is a disaster.
Okay. Just look at this front little like bit that you're seeing right now. So
okay, not a good start.
They're picking up the thing off the roof. All right, and look at this death.
What is he doing?
You see that?
It's like the cross through itself. Like what?
What?
Yeah.
That's so dumb.
It's like rushed out of their hands. What the heck? That green screen is so bad.
Oh my dude!
Speaking of that green screen, that's not only is it bad, but the special effects on that monster.
Dude, why did when they it just like flew out of their hands? Like, what was that?
That was weird.
in the plot, this one guy, he stepped into a bear trap, and then literally 2 minutes after that, he was walking upstairs perfectly fine. He was just casually walking up the stairs as if he didn't just step into a bear trap and break his ankle a second ago. It was so bad. And again, Halloween Ends. That was the most disappointing movie I've ever watched in my life. Dude, I'm gonna be so for real with you.
I'm sorry to interrupt. I have something to say. I have something to say about Halloween Ends, but I'm gonna let Zane go first.
Okay. So, Halloween Kills and Halloween 2018 really set the idea that Michael cannot be killed, right? He has unlimited endurance. He can take anything to throw at him. bullets don't hurt him. Well, they hurt him, but he's able to heal himself. You see that when he got his finger shot off, like at the movie after that, he wrapped them up. Like he's smart. He can take care of himself. He knows how to eat, even though it doesn't show him eating on screen. But like, that would like ruin like the horror. It'd be like, oh, he's just eating a sandwich. Like,
it's like that meme of the chips where they're like,
yeah. But he's known to like eat rats and dogs and stuff. Yeah.
Great start.
Yeah. But no, like Halloween Ends basically. So Halloween 2018 Halloween Kills, they show him being like, so the concept is that once he kills like three or four or more people, he's like that's when he like gets his strength and he's like, okay, I'm a god, like come at me, bro. And that's what like when he goes on a kill streak, he's unstoppable, literally. Like at the end of Halloween Kills, like the whole mob was kicking him and shooting him and stabbing him and beating him with bats and pipes, and he got shot like 2 times in that fight and stabbed like 3 times. He was on the ground for like 30 seconds. All right. And Laurie Strode, like, oh, what are you? Hold on. I'm gonna plug it. Okay. And Laurie Strode goes on this whole. Okay. Screw you too, camera. Laurie Strode goes on this whole thing where she's like, if only we knew then what we know now. You can't defeat him with brute force. No man can survive that. He's more than mortal. And he gets back up and he slaughters the whole mob. All right. And then Halloween Ends, they literally just like ruin everything they just said. He gets bodied by this 19-year-old kid who gets bullied by band kids. He like the band like kid like literally bodies him. Like trying to get his mask or whatever. And then for some reason, and now in that movie, Laurie Strode could kill him then. Right? And they nerfed Michael to like a microscopic level. It's disgusting. Like the whole movie was about that kid who like embraced Michael's evil or whatever and like started killing people pretending to be Michael Myers. And the whole movie was about him. Michael gets maybe 3 minutes of screen time.
Wow.
It's bad. Like it's like objectively bad. I know I like said earlier that you can't like a person can't decide if something's bad or not. I will say it for the general good. Halloween Ends is bad. It's disgusting. Like it's just the plot is awful. It's like it's the equivalent of a Wattpad story written by a 13-year-old girl. It's just it's bad. Yeah, it's just really bad. And at the end, you know, like can I spoil it? Like,
it's cool.
Okay, so like Laurie is able to pin him down against the table, slits his wrist and his neck, and then like he was fine because he's not affected by that, obviously. And like he lifted his hand through the knife and grabbed her neck, and then her granddaughter, Laurie Strode's granddaughter, walks in and grabs his arm, breaks it against the table and says, I'm not gonna let you touch my grandma, and then like stabs him again. And then he like obviously at that point is just incapacitated because stabs don't do anything to him, considering he got stabbed with a pitchfork in the last movie. And Halloween Ends like he's not dead enough, and they grab him, strap him to the top of their truck, go to the car crusher, throw him in the car crusher, and you see his body just get splattered like a blending machine. Like it was I can't handle that movie. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm gonna stop yapping. Ty,
no, you're good.
Okay.
No,
Ty, what were you gonna say?
Like the yap.
Who do?
Oh yeah, I was about to say that I can understand the movie wanted to be something different, like introducing this kid and having it to feel different from the other Halloween films.
Yeah.
But it was just a missed opportunity. Like they messed it up badly. Not only that, but they killed it. Michael Myers comes into Rose house, kills the kid, and then that's where we get the final battle between Laurie Strode and Michael Myers. The marketing for that movie sucked. And I mean it really sucked. I mean, for the trailers and the posters even told you that this is gonna be the last one with Michael Myers and Laurie Strode battling it out for the final time.
And they don't even see each other until 2.5 hours in the movie, and it's like, dude.
Exactly. Now, I said this on your podcast, Zane, but I was at first I'm like I like it, but then after thinking about it and talking to you about it on your podcast, I'm like I'm beginning to really hate this film.
Yeah, like you start talking about it.
David. Yes, David Gordon Green should stay away from any horror franchise.
Yeah.
My friend Caleb really doesn't like Exorcist Believer, and I believe him because David Gordon Green doesn't know what the heck he's doing.
Yeah, like okay,
he doesn't know.
I was happy with Halloween 2018 and Halloween Kills. I was happy with those movies.
Yeah,
he flopped so hard in Halloween Ends. Like I
just fumbled the ball.
Their excuse was the guy who plays Michael Myers in the new movies. He was like, "We knew this was gonna be a risk, okay, but we decided to take it." And I was like, "Oh my, dude, that's not an excuse. He just made the worst, like one of the worst horror movies of all time."
Make it.
His only excuse was we knew it was a risk. Like, bro.
What risk? Was it risk losing the fan base? Was it both all that stress?
Yeah.
Seeing the end result to it?
Man, it was just such a disappointment. I was livid walking out of that theater. I was like, dude, I just wasted my time. Oh man.
I saw an IMAX. I wasted lots of money just for that film.
I saw an IMAX too, and that was a mistake.
Very much a mistake.
And I was excited.
Same.
Like I was happy with watching Halloween Kills in IMAX. Halloween Kills in IMAX was amazing, and Halloween Ends was.
Oh, I bet. I didn't see Halloween Kills in IMAX, but the movie overall, I had fun. I had a blast. Yeah. The meme like, Eva dies tonight. Like that's just so hilarious. Yeah. Even 2018 had some memorable moments. This one just has you just feeling agonizingly painful.
Yeah,
it was just atrocious.
Yeah, and like it just ruins the idea that Michael Myers is unbeatable. Like
exactly,
they took that and threw it away. Like
Michael Myers is not a monster. He's just a man in a mask. Like that's one of the most cringiest lines I've ever heard.
Yeah,
in a movie, in a TV show. And like I would say this, it almost beats out the "You gotta do better," Senator. It almost beats that out.
Yeah. Okay, so David,
that was a bad movie. That was a bad show.
At the end of Halloween Ends, before Laurie kills Michael, she's like, "Yeah, you're not the boogeyman. You're just a man." Which, by the way, is against everything every character has said about Michael in every single movie.
Exactly. He's like the boogeyman. It goes against everything. I wouldn't even say talking about now. It infuriates me. Even with the Rise of Skywalker. Sorry, going on a tangent for a bit, but the Rise of Skywalker has so much potential. So much potential. They started off good with Force Awakens, yes, and then for me, they really upped their game with The Last Jedi. I know haters are gonna hate.
I love The Last Jedi.
I know haters are gonna hate, but I love The Last Jedi. And I love how it's set up. I love that it's set up so much. And then for the Rise of Skywalker to literally come in, snap the audiences across the face, and say, "No, we're not doing that. We're gonna make an epic conclusion." Yeah, epic conclusion. Let's see Chewie die twice.
Yeah.
Do fake out death and have Rey say, I'm sorry, not Rey. Finn say, Way, like a bunch of times. Racing them. And the final moment, having Rey say the name, Rey Skywalker. I'm like, you don't deserve that. You never owned it at all.
Yeah, that's my thought exactly. So.
You're a freaking Mary Sue. And I can't believe I just said that. But my gosh, that movie just infuriated me so much. Oh, and the kind of win thing. having them kiss. I'm like, even in the theater, I was like, that's something for the Wayno fans. And then he just freaking dies. I'm like, great.
Yeah.
And then Palpatine with the whole evil dead speak or whatever. Somehow Palpatine returned. What? And they don't explain it. They really don't. They can say it's clones all they want, but I call, pardon my French, but I call bull crap on that.
I'm on neither side. I think all of them are bad, like all the sequel trilogy movies.
Oh, I mean,
okay. Well, the thing about Luke, right? In Return of the Jedi, he's not going to kill Darth Vader because he believes that there's good in him still, and he wins. He gets Darth Vader to turn. But when there's the slightest chance, the slightest possibility that Kylo might be evil, screw him. I'm going to kill him in his sleep.
Yeah, and I will admit, the face he made was so funny, but at the same time, I'm like, this is not Luke Skywalker. Now I understand why Mark Hamill was so furious in the premiere and the interviews and stuff. Like, he knows Luke Skywalker better than anyone. And my goodness gracious.
They went from having him save the top Sith Lord in the universe, and then from that to him almost killing his nephew because he looked a little messed up. Like,
yeah, I don't agree with y'all. I hate The Last Jedi. I despise it. I'm sorry.
Well, okay, no,
it's all right. We can all have different things.
Here's the thing. It's not that I love The Last Jedi. It's that it's better than The Force Awakens and Rise of Skywalker. In my opinion.
I think it just decreases every time a new one comes out. Like The Force Awakens was bad, but then it just gets worse. In my opinion. Anyway,
it's an interesting take, David.
Yes, and it's the right one. No, I'm joking. I'm joking.
I am the right.
Yes,
I was right, and I am
before being fear peasants.
Disney just thinks they can release any movie and be like unlimited power, like
unlimited power. Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny. My gosh, that movie was so bad. That's good. You saved money on it. I, on the other hand, saw it in IMAX. And oh my gosh, I was so disappointed because I love Indiana Jones. That's why. And I wanted to see the final. I wanted to see Harrison Ford the final time playing this character.
Okay, well, I know you love it.
Hopefully, if it did, well, hold on, I didn't say nothing. Hold on.
No, I said I know you love Indiana Jones. Did the filmmakers?
Oh,
no.
Okay. Okay, I'm sorry now. I thought you said I loved them. I love that film. I'm like, hold up, wait a minute. I never said
you
that.
like Last Jedi, so.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, fair enough, David. Fair enough. But yeah, oh my gosh, Indiana Jones, it's just so sad. It's not a movie that it's a movie that I hate, but it's also a movie that I'm like, this movie has so much potential. If Kathleen Kennedy didn't put her greasy nail fingers on that property and did it justice.
Yep.
And James Mangold directed Logan, one of the best superhero films, one of the best movies, I would say, in general.
Wait, James Mangold?
Yes.
Oh.
Yes.
And you're getting
imagine my disappointment.
Okay, guys, hear me out.
Wait, is he even directing Blade?
I think so.
Oh no.
Wait, hold on.
Yes.
What happens?
I was gonna say, hear me out. What if the three of us just took over Disney and just fixed Star Wars?
I would love that, but they will kick us out in a heartbeat.
Because we come up with good ideas and we know what's good for Star Wars. They'll be like, no, you're too good at this.
And because we're not woke.
Yeah, because we're not woke. Because, dude, okay, I'm sorry. Okay, but the people who are kind of hating on the on the like the black lady who played the Inquisitor in Obi-Wan or Kenobi.
Oh yes.
I don't like her. She's not a good actress. Like
I don't like her either.
I don't.
No character.
It's not because of race or gender or anything. It's just a bad actress.
Yes.
Like
exactly.
Like the people, like I get. Okay, I understand representation, but make them at least please fit the role and be good, like actor or actress. Like it shouldn't matter what their gender or race is. Like obviously don't play favorites. Like don't be prejudiced about it. But like
exactly.
Don't do it just because they'll have representation. Like do it because they're good, you know, like, but that doesn't, I'm not saying that they should only hire white actors or actresses, but I'm saying that they should like, they should not be prejudiced about it, but also like pick actually good actors and actresses who fit the role. Like,
exactly.
Oh, man.
Exactly. Like, my goodness. Like, have confident writers, first of all. Have someone in the writer's room or booth, whatever you want to call it, and write a good script, write a good film or a good TV show. I don't know why that's so hard for these writers for Hollywood.
Yeah.
And for the studios to understand and get like with Captain Marvel, with the first movie. People didn't hate it because of Brie Larson or whatever. I know some people did, but the majority didn't. I did it. I just hated that film. It was not a good film. And yeah, Brie Larson, what she said back then, yeah, that's not good. But I don't hate her.
Okay,
but,
so here's the thing. No. I genuinely like the Captain Marvel movie that came out however many years ago that was. I don't know when that was. I liked it. Okay, personal preference, I liked it. All right.
Okay.
But I don't like.
Can you explain why you like? Can you explain why you like it?
But I don't like her in Endgame. In Endgame, she annoys me. I want to kill her. Okay.
You didn't want to kill her in her movie?
No.
Wow.
Around her?
What? Well, in Endgame.
In Endgame, Endgame is awful.
She did suck in Endgame, but she sucked more in her own movie.
Well, I mean, with Endgame, she wasn't in the movie that much. It's like, it's fine.
She was still a B word though.
Okay.
Yeah, but not as much as her own movie.
Yes. I will say I would prefer Captain Marvel 1 over anything in Phase 4, but that was just the beginning of everything going to crap. And it was.
You know what? I would honestly. You know what? I'll say this right now. For people watching or the people listening, I would say this right now. I would rather watch Captain Marvel and the Marvels over Dawn Love and Thunder, and especially Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania, and Secret Invasion.
I mean, yeah.
Secret Invasion was terrible.
Okay, guys, I'm so sorry, but I have to go. My parents just told me that they have dinner ready.
Wow.
Yeah,
Nice.
I know.
Go eat, son.
It's my fault.
Go eat.
We also had.
It's okay.
Yeah,
that's cool.
But
we had a good conversation.
Yeah, thanks for your insight.
Yeah.
Thank
you for having me.
Absolutely.
No problem.
If I can, and if I'm welcome, I will try and do next episode or whatever.
All right.
Depending on if you guys want me there.
We're good.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, Zaneypoo, before you leave, plug in your socials. You know, where can they find you?
Okay, yeah. So I'm mostly just gonna want to check out my YouTube, which is x-zaneypoo-x. Same thing with my Twitch. On my YouTube channel, you can find like my Discord server, my merch, my podcast, all of that. It's all there on my website. So yeah, x-zaneypoo-x. Find my channel. I do reaction videos and gameplay videos, all that kind of stuff. And I do versus edits for shorts.
Those are cool.
Yeah. So make sure you go check it out. And yeah, and you can find all their stuff on my YouTube links. Yeah, and then on Spotify and Apple Music, Amazon, whatever you listen to music on, or in your podcast, look up The Game Pub. That's my podcast.
Found it.
Okay. I know. And yeah. So thank you guys for having me. I got to go.
All right.
I'll see you guys later.
See you later.
Yep.
All right, see you later.
Bye.
All right, bye. And then number 3.
No, that's cool. Do you think this should be a good ending point?
Yeah. But first, movie recommendations.
Of course. Well, let's see.
Why do you gotta say like that?
Well, I just got nothing. I got nothing popping up in my brain holes. I can't.
Brain hole.
My brain holes. I mean, I can like. I think I've said everything that I can, but like, hold on. Let me see if like there's a movie that no one's heard of. Fandom list. I have in my notes app, and I just put all kinds of stuff in there. So I'll have like a fandom list in case I forget.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of a movie recommendation as well.
Let's say this isn't exactly horror, but it is a zombie movie. It's called Shaun of the Dead.
Oh yes, I've heard about that. I've never seen it, but
it's a good movie. Edgar Wright directed it. It's a very good movie. It's about this guy who in a small town, and there's a zombie apocalypse going on. That's basically what it is, and you'll have to see it for yourself to get what's going on and just to see the depth of it, because it's been a while since I've watched it. But yeah, give it a watch. It's a pretty good time.
Nice.
All right, and with that being said, I want to hold up. I want to thank all of you guys for watching this episode of Movies and Beyond. Mm-hmm. Make sure to check us out on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, and wait for it, iHeartRadio.
We're on iHeartRadio.
Yeah. I just approved this.
Nice.
Yeah, so
iHeartRadio,
baby. Anyway, and also too, remember to rate and send us feedback. And for the next episode, if you guys have any questions or any topics that you guys want to talk about, we'll talk about them. We'll consider them.
Yes, sir.
Actually, next week it's supposed to be Oscars, I think. If I'm not mistaken.
I'm so tired of
Oh wait, no, it's not. Never mind. Next week, never mind. But next week we'll be talking about trailers. This is something that has been on my mind for a while, and I think we should discuss it. I think this will be an interesting discussion. But until then, guys. Oh, also too. We go live every Monday on YouTube, and then on Saturday, it will be available for everyone to watch.
Yes.
So instead of the video coming out on Tuesday, it will instead come out on Saturday.
I have to wait that long.
Unfortunately.
Okay. It's okay.
Yeah.
I'll listen to it on Apple Podcasts.
But also too, don't worry, guys. For those who are listening, don't worry. The Spotify schedule, nothing like that is gonna change. It will still come out on Tuesday. So if you guys want to hear the audio version of it, you can, like I said, listen on Spotify, listen on Apple Podcasts, listen on Amazon Music, and on iHeartRadio. I don't know who's going to listen on iHeartRadio, but it's down.
Yeah, good point. No. Yeah, we'll get some weirdos in there.
Oh yeah, I'm sure we will. Anyway, guys, that about does it. Like I said, thank you once again to David and Creepy on the Pig and Zane and especially Caleb for joining. Unfortunately, Donovan couldn't make it. He was sadly missed, but hopefully he'll return next week. And yeah, until next time, guys, keep on blazing into the beyond. Mic drop.
Boom.
Wait, no. I can't actually drop it. I'm gonna. I could just. Well, it's gonna land on my wiener if I do that. Hang on.
Oh dang!
No, it's gonna hurt. Mic drop.
Oh my!
That was absolutely perfect. Oh my god!
You okay?
I was gonna say, but you're seriously okay now.
Yeah. Bye,
So for
everyone.
those listening, David just dropped a mic on his boss.
I think you could hear it. I think.
Yeah. I don't think you need it. I don't think audiences needed an explanation. But because that's it. Ba-bam.
Ba-bam.